Welcome back to Half-Life. Today, Gordon's day gets a lot worse.
At least we killed a fish.
Yep.
You know, they should add wall running to this game.
No.
No, we're not mirrors edging Half-Life.
Why not?
I know what I said. I know what I said. Shut up.
And now we have to deal with more slip physics.
With more ice physics.
It's water.
Even though it's not
still
ice.
water.
Wouldn't that be called water physics?
It's slip physics. It's slip physics.
Look, regardless of what kind of physics they are, if it's slippery, they're ice physics. That's what people are going to call them, and we are not going to stop those people.
True.
That being said, to go back to what Nate said earlier, I do feel like Faith would have a pretty good time in this, in the Black Mesa facility.
Maybe.
Would she? Would she?
Maybe.
I mean, it's better than like the super clean and super boring city of glass. And no, it's not the city of glass because it's a glass city. No, the city is called fucking glass.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
But there's no red things for her to grab.
A ladder?
A ladder?
Just the ladder is red.
Fate grabs ladders.
Not gonna lie, I don't like that jump because the hole's too low.
Yeah.
I'd argue the hole's too small, let alone low.
Low, small, that same thing.
Yeah, well, you can have a small hole that's like lower than the ground or high above the ground. It's a small hole. But yeah, I see what you mean. It's
You know that gif?
It's not that.
You know that gif from Hasbro Hotel where Angel Dust is raising an eyebrow? That's me right now.
And yes, you do need to do these crushers and get across.
I mean, they're pistons, but they do crush you. So
Yeah, it's like
wrong.
they're still crushers. They're still crushers.
Yeah, they're not. At that point, you might as well just call them hydraulic presses,
Yeah.
because that's what pistons are technically.
Does the hydraulic press channel still exist?
Yes. You
what
Ben also got hydraulic pressed.
I was thinking I could make that. I was thinking I could make that.
What kind of stuff do they press nowadays?
What don't they press?
Well,
Aside from the other ones.
look, I used to watch the channel quite a lot, but I'll be honest, the only one that I really remember was the Nokia phone, because like, I think that was the video that put them on the map. And it also caused a lot of disbelief because, like, no, that Nokia is indestructible.
Really?
Yeah, buddy.
No, it ain't. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. It ain't indestructible. If it can like survive a hydraulic press, it ain't fucking invincible.
Yeah, there's only one thing I have to say to Nokia, and that is memento mori.
Yes, I did get
For
really
whom?
mad at that head crab.
What
and
for
having to
whom? The
bash it in more.
fucking Note 7?
Well, no, Note 7 just knows the Note 7 knows it's going to die, so it's just running ahead on things.
Right. Okay.
Can you tell I'm getting impatient with this part?
No, really? I never noticed.
You know, with the whole Crusher thing, I feel like this section would be a lot better if it was in third person.
Yeah.
No, I feel like it would have been better if the top part of the crusher was a little hot, was like a little, or maybe if the bottom part of the crusher was, or piston rather, was like a little higher, or like it would just interconnect between the two, like at higher than, you know, the middle of the next, you know, platform.
I ruined everything in this room.
And maybe it would also be wide. It would also help if Gordon would like crouch automatically to give the player like an indication of like you need to get off like now. It would give you a lot of time, but it would give you some time to react to it.
Probably.
Yeah, but considering
maybe
the speed, you probably wouldn't have that much of time.
No.
Yeah. No, I'm aware of that. And besides, you know, Dishonored 2 also does that kind of crap all the time. Like, there's an ability where you can just straight up, like, take control of a mouse, and you can go through like really small gaps in the wall, or like shafts or whatever. But if you run out of mana while you're in there, yeah, you just die.
Yeah, you fucked up, buddy.
Also, oddly enough, that's the second time in this playthrough that I brought up Dishonored 2.
I mean, look, it's a good game, and you want to, you know, have it praise it enough because Arcane Studios is dead.
I mean, is it a good game? Because I hear people telling all the time how great the original Dishonored is, and how 2 is just 2. Now, granted, because not a lot of people know this, but Dishonored 2 does use the Void engine.
Yeah. The same engine that, you know, other Arcane Studios games use, because they made the frickin' engine in the first place.
Not quite. Prey was on CryEngine.
I thought you said it was on Void engine.
No, that was definitely.
Okay, I won't do that.
Oh, right. Yeah, don't die. Apparently.
Yeah, you'll see what shot him in a few seconds.
Is there a sniper?
Not a sniper. But if you listen closely...
Uh-oh.
Yeah, stealth force. Before when I would launch that missile in the last episode, you might have remembered I was taking damage randomly in the in that one area before where the missile launcher was. That was also one of these guys.
Wait,
yeah,
it's a guy?
These enemies. That's what I more mean by guy.
Okay.
This technically is the second boss. This is a barrage of basically stealth force members. These are a pain in the ass because they constantly move.
Wouldn't this be the third boss? Since the first boss is those tentacle things.
First boss is technically the tentacle. Yeah, third boss.
Okay, you're right. Okay.
Yeah, third boss, because first one was the tentacles. Second one
was fish, and
the second one was the giant one when I needed to turn on the power for the tram.
Also, four bosses.
The fish,
technically.
I guess you could. I would classify the fish as more of a mini boss.
Also,
the tentacle would probably be more of a mini boss too. Enter this room.
So I was right. So I was right. 3 bosses.
Yeah, but not gonna lie, those like stealth operatives, they kind of give me a Metal Gear Solid 2 kind of vibe. Like if you played Yell Dead Cell there, it would have
really.
It would have made all sense to me anyway.
You know,
you are now captured.
You know, those stealth guys really remind me of that dude who screams in Charlie's face in Smiling Friends, when Charlie is in hell. I take it none of you seen Smiling Friends. That's fine.
There's a lot of stuff that I haven't seen.
We are without all of our weapons, including our crowbar.
So we're just gonna zero mission this bitch.
For a little bit, yeah.
So like, they took away your equipment.
Yep.
But you're still in the
ATV suit. Yes.
So,
oh, how I missed you, my friend.
How did they put a crowbar on that part of the crushed? You know what? I'm not gonna question it. Video games.
Yeah.
Also,
and welcome to residue processing.
Why didn't they kill Gordon?
Because they're stupid.
Because there were boxes in the crusher with Gordon, and they didn't think that Gordon was capable of climbing. No, they weren't. They didn't know that Gordon was very capable of climbing on boxes like stairs.
He's been doing that all game
long. Just walk out
of
here.
Surely they have access to the security feed.
This is one of the most dumbest doors ever. This is one of the most dumbest doors ever because this thing's on a timer. And you have to be very quick to get down on the thing. And you will take damage depending on how far it is. I hate this door. I hate that door.
I'm glad.
I should say door. I should say shaft, but yeah.
I mean, it's the same. I mean, it's kind of not really the same thing, but I mean, semantics and all that.
Yeah.
It's a good thing you went through our first try.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we would have to watch another 30 minutes of the same thing over and over. No,
30 seconds. 30 seconds of the same thing.
Okay, well, you do 30 minutes of it.
That's 30 minutes. That's 30 minutes. Ben found how to like slow down videos in Vegas.
No.
An entire episode of me trying and failing that shaft.
No. Ben found a way to press pause on OBS. I'm sorry, that's very mean. I'm sorry.
No. Yeah, I don't know what this whole part of Black Mesa is supposed to be.
Well, it's pretty obvious they're contracted by Nickelodeon.
That's radioactive. That's radioactive.
How do you know that? How do you know that the Nickelodeon slime isn't radioactive?
Yeah.
Because people have been slimed.
Yeah.
Aside from the Kids' Choice Awards, Ben.
Maybe.
Exactly.
Maybe it's a good kind of radioactive. Maybe it gave him superpowers.
Oh God.
Oh Christ! No, I do not want to follow Sky High logic.
Because remember, kids, long exposure to radioactivity gives you superpowers.
Yeah, that's not good. Good radioactive.
That's not good. Right? That's also not. Yeah, that's also not good messaging. I mean, who are we to provide good messaging for the kids? Oh wait, kids can't watch this. Never mind.
Well, I mean, that's not going to stop them. I legitimately had to not accidentally. I talked about the channel with but I mentioned it when the boy was in the same call the other day, and I did have to kind of tell him that I'm not going to direct him to the channel, but I would not be surprised if like my cousin told him about it.
I mean, it's okay. It's not like we're talking about boobs. It's not like we're talking about boobs or anything else.
Not that you would know. Well, not that you at home, viewer at home.
I mean, look, I
like
don't
for all
think
you know,
had,
I could be watching. I could be pantsless right now.
I was gonna say the same thing. I was gonna be in my underwear recording this with you guys.
Wait, hold up. You guys are not recording your underwear?
Good.
You don't know that. I don't know. Maybe not.
Meat processing type room.
And look, I'm going to be honest. Yes, we did not have a extensive conversation on what our favorite kind of breasts are, but we had done Bayonetta So like,
It kind of speaks for itself.
yeah.
Also, if this is a meat processing plant, what kind of meat are we processing?
I
Are we
have no idea.
processing
It's like,
Gordons?
seriously, what even is this part of Black Mesa?
This, you know what? This has kind of the same Valve architecture as Aperture. And
Yeah, that's the weird thing.
I think Valve really loves like secret like crawl spaces behind like facilities.
Revolver.
Like Half-Life did it, Portal did it. I'm pretty sure Left 4 Dead did it.
Dota did it.
I don't know if Dota did it either, even though it's not.
Satchel charges.
I don't think that really. I don't really think that counts.
Artifact did it.
Simpsons did it.
Did you guys play that like Deadlock game?
No, I think we talked about this already, but no.
What do you mean by
I haven't.
deadlock?
Deadlock. It's a multiplayer shooter that Valve brought out. Like
Oh, that one.
not
No,
not so sneakily.
no.
Like it was under NDA for a while. But then one of the reporters found a loophole that by not accepting the NDA while the game was in his library, he could like talk about how there was a Steam game called Deadlock, and that was all he was legally allowed to say.
That's funny.
Christ.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it was like kind of interesting because they did it invite based. So if you weren't invited, you weren't getting in. But everybody who had access to the game could invite others. And how many people do you think they limited it to?
500?
They did not limit it. You could quite literally invite everybody on your friend list, and a lot of people did this. And a lot of those people had like 500, 600, 700 friends on Steam.
Holy shit! That's so dumb.
Yeah.
That just, you know what? That just reminds me of the whole like Skull and Bones shit from like years ago.
And I'm trying to recall, but Steam also, like Valve also got in some hot water because I don't know like who exactly it was, but somebody made the argument that they were breaking their own rules because there was only one screenshot they had supplied to the Steam page. I don't think it was. I don't think it was Blizzard.
I feel like it's someone that sounds like something that Blizzard would do. Let's be real.
Yeah, and
but
to be fair, I think it was around the time when Overwatch 2 came out on Steam, and like, yeah, people review bombed the hell out of that when it came out.
And
I did not. I just made a negative review reminding people to drink water.
And that's about the same equivalent as like putting a negative review on a bad game and just say go touch grass.
Yeah.
It's literally the same thing. Like
one kind of review that I'm also a fan of is the kind of negative reviews where people say that it's short, but then you can see that they've got like 2,000-3,000 hours on it.
Yeah.
I think I saw one of those reviews for Portal 2, which on one hand is valid, but on the other hand, how the fuck do you get 2,000 hours on Portal 2?
I'll tell you. Steam Workshop.
Yep.
I mean, that is true. A basically infinite amount of levels is a really good reason to return to the game.
I'll say.
But I also kind of feel like it's lazy to rely on user-created content, because it's the kind of thing that can definitely hold your game active, but it can also really backfire if people like just lose interest.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like whatever gets people to be like creative and future game designers or level designers to like do shit with.
Yeah. I
I'm
mean,
all
I'm
I'm all
pretty
for.
sure. Do people are these servers for Sony's Dreams still up?
No, sadly.
They're not anymore. Like everything that was on there is lost.
I don't think that's the case, but I think their servers are like the servers for where they make new games are gone. Like they can't make
Right.
new games and put them on the servers. But the ones that have been on there are probably restored.
Yeah.
Though I could probably.
Well, I guess that's a relief. But now
Yeah.
banking on a community is
It
it
depends.
can go several ways.
Yeah.
It can, but
It could go in the Bethesda way where even to this day there's there's people making the argument that it's better to play Oblivion with the right kind of mods instead of the like official remaster, and the less said about Skyrim the better.
they're also the kind of people that say, "Yeah, we support mods, but only if only if we have a cut of the money, of all the
Yeah,
money."
or just straight up going like, oh hey, somebody made like a really expansive mod for Fallout 4 named Fallout London. We're going to support that the best way we can by
By
updating the
putting
game and breaking it.
by updating and breaking a game, and also making you pay more money, making you pay like all of your money for someone else's mod.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna be honest. The only company that I feel like really should be credited for working to ensure that Fallout London would be like the master. Well, I think it's a masterpiece. The claimed game that it is today is GOG or CD Projekt Red. Like they supported the hell out of the title, but it also kind of makes me skeptical because GOG is all about freedom, and now it's exclusive to GOG.
I mean, like on the one hand, it's good that it's kind of exclusive, but on the other hand, it means that not a lot of people can play it.
Yeah,
I could see both. I see both arguments.
because
I'm
like
on this,
make no mistake, you can make a free GOG account,
of course, yeah.
but there's people like my cousin who really just want all their games to be on Steam for convenience sake, and I can see both arguments.
Yeah. Like I understand the frustration of having to like play a game that you want on a surface that you don't use very often is very very like inconvenient, and you kind of wish that it was on all platforms.
Yeah,
But on the
but
other
I'll,
but on the other hand, you're we services and more than ever need exclusivity to keep their customer base on there.
yeah,
Now
and to
more
go
than
back
ever.
and to go back to the Fallout London example, I do feel like that one is more validated because I mentioned like convenience, but let's be real, Fallout London is a mod, and if you're downloading a mod, you're going to external places anyway, and it is possible to download to install Fallout London if you have the game on Steam. You do need to jump through some hoops, but like, yeah, I think that's perfectly fine for that to be GOG exclusive. One GOG exclusive that I am a bit more skeptical about is the Croc remaster.
Yeah. That's a little can of worms that we'll probably get into later on.
Yeah.
I love how we spent the entire time me meeting a giant armored monster talking about mods. And no one mentioned it.
Sorry, Ben.
Oops.